If we can't be together, I will enjoy the moments we are with things that remind me of you. Who would have ever thought you could feel so much for a simple bubble? But these feelings don't come without problems. A lot of what was felt throughout Bubble was great, but it was more because of how I view closeness and growth as a person. I love seeing a person who is a loner become a part of a team, all because a girl came into his life to show him what living really is. It's interesting how a single person can change the view we have on the world. These people come in when we least expect them. They show us that we don't have to do it alone. These are the people I love because they show that someone can be as good or interested in something as much as we are. That could be fitness, parkour, whatever it may be, they have the same interest as we do. And when we are at the top of our game, it is hard for us to think anyone could be there with us. We think we have to do everything on our own. We believe that this is the only way for us to achieve what we want is by doing it on our own. This doesn't have to be the case. We can let other people into our world. This might be terrifying because we show our vulnerability. From doing this, we can become hurt because we show our true selves. This made Hibiki feel like people would make fun of him for liking flowers and pretty things in his life. Yuta showed him that he has nothing to fear. She showed him that he can like pretty things in his life without being looked at like a dummy or a loser who enjoys pretty flowers and taking care of things. I love people like this. They are so kind and caring. They show us what the world is a great place to be when we are surrounded by the right people. It's who I try and be for others on a daily basis because not everybody has that willingness. Being able to open up to these people is crucial in our growth. These people are non-judgmental. They are here purely to help us find our true self. They allow for us to be who we really are, who we really can become. They remind us of who we once were before the world told us who we needed to be. They let us bring out our inner child. This is of the utmost importance when we are growing into the people that we strive to be. Hibiki wanted to find the source of the music he heard on that traumatic day. He was finally able to find it once he opened up to Yuta. If he had never opened up to her, he never would have been able to find the song he had been looking for since that day. Sometimes things come when we least expect them to, when we open up to others. This is where the problem comes in for me. The singing and the song are great, along with what comes from the animation, the visuals, and the smiles. Issue comes with how the bubble chose Hibiki. The whole part felt underwhelming. Hibiki didn't have any special power other than his auditory hypersensitivity, which I am going to touch on a little later. Somehow the bubble heard him speak to him, which felt off to me. It was like, I know it is you, I'm looking at you and can hear you as you come to me. She came and this caused the explosion. Why did she explode when she touched the glass? What caused it? It was confusing. It felt like if you love this boy that can hear your beautiful song, why explode, causing Tokyo to be trapped in a giant bubble? It didn't make sense to me. We do come to find out later it was her sister, but it seems like it was never her because we never really learn about who her sister is or what role she plays. This just made the explosion feel haphazardly done. It felt like they were trying to make something that was nothing into something more than it needed to be. The story at this point becomes a tale of the Little Mermaid, and they don't really try and hide it. They show how she was in a strange world that was not meant for her, not meant for normal humans. But she entered the human world. This brings her down the road of trying to learn as much as she can about the humans as possible. She doesn't really understand speech or human interactions, similar to how Ariel lost her voice when she became human. They copied certain elements from The Little Mermaid and made it something completely different. A lot of series and movies and books do this, as there are only so many ideas out there in this world. I really did enjoy how they created something completely different. I loved how they kept the underlying premise of The Little Mermaid, but brought in new animation, color, and disabilities to the story. I never watched The Little Mermaid when I was growing up. It wasn't my type of movie. With how they changed the story to have action, adventure, defeat, and growth, it showed me that a certain show or concept that is for girls in theory can be interesting and moving. I got lost at this part though. They never really explained who she is, and I touched on it a little bit earlier about it being her sister. They don't give her a story or a name. We have no idea who this other person is or why she has to stop her. It felt empty. It felt like they didn't put in the work to show there was something else there other than Uta. The movie does show that love really can overcome everything if you feel like you aren't yourself or you're having a hard time making friends. There will be that one person who will come into your life and show you what it means to be yourself. Sometimes this person will be for you. Other times this person will be someone else, and you will have to be friends with them. When the time is right, the two of you will be able to be together. It might not be in the way that you originally thought at first, but with patience, anything will happen. Because if it's meant to be, they will save you just as you saved them.